About a year ago, me and my brother built our first camper. And ever since then, we've been hooked on camping. But all the campers we've ever built have one thing in common. They can't comfortably fit more than one person. So in this video, we're building a new kind of micro camper. One with 2 stories. To build a camper of any kind, you have to start with a trailer. And after finding this one on Facebook for $200, we couldn't pass it up.
Okay, slow down.
Once we eventually got it home and into the backyard, it definitely looked like trash. But it was about to get a second life. Once we had it stripped down to the frame, we went ahead and measured where we could get an idea of how big our camper could be.
8 feet. 52 inches.
With those measurements, the base to our trailer is going to fit a full-size bed.
This is gonna be pretty big for a micro camper.
The main focus of this camper is to build it super light because in this video, we're taking it 300 miles away to the beach. So for the walls, we used the skinniest wood we could find.
Let's see if it can support my weight.
Definitely can.
Whoa. Okay, if these 2 boards can support 200 pounds, I'm sure a ton of them will be just fine.
Now that the first story skeleton was done, the next step was to go ahead and put on our top walls. These walls were a bit more complicated because we wanted to round the corners to make the camper more fuel efficient. We did this by cutting out a template for the curve, tracing it onto a 2x6, and then cutting out a bunch of those.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're just pulling it, man. That's awesome.
That weighs nothing.
This frame looks amazing, like exactly how we planned, but it's a little flimsy. Okay, maybe a lot. That's why we're going to add super skinny sheets of plywood everywhere on the inside.
Check this out. It's still super light. Look how much room I have. It's gonna be insane in here. And the best part about it is there's another story down there. All right, dude, you ready to start electric?
Yep.
Because we want to keep this camper light and simple, we're going to use a typical power system you find in a house with plugs and switches like that. And when we're on the road, we'll just use a generator to power everything. But once I installed all the electrical boxes, Colby went ahead and ran all the wiring. Little fun fact about us, when I was building the channel a couple years ago, Colby was working in a construction company, so he knows a lot more about wiring than I do, which is why he's doing it.
You know, you can get more experience from actually doing this, right?
I got a film, dude. This hole right here is going to be for our AC.
Now that all that's done, we're going to move on to our messiest step, spray foam. Spray foam's super important because it's going to help insulate this camper, meaning it won't get too hot in the summertime and it won't get too cold in the wintertime.
We used all of our spray foam and then some, but it's done.
Once the spray foam dried, it expanded, so a lot of it was poking out. So to fix this, Colby and I went around with a handsaw and cut it all flat.
All right, all this foam is finally cut off. We are ready to put on the outside layer of foam, those things. So the roof went really well, actually. Now we got to cover all the sides up with a different kind of foam. Super tough.
This foam we're putting on the walls is a lot stronger than the stuff on the roof, so if something hits it or someone leans up against it, there's a good chance it'll be fine. The catch though is it doesn't bend and it's a lot more expensive.
All right, now that I got all the foam on the walls, the next step is to take this little gap right here and we're gonna use spray foam to kind of fill it in, and it will glue the edges on really nice. Then we're gonna sand it smooth, or we can put the final layer on that's gonna make it waterproof.
Our 2-story micro camper was really starting to look like something, but obviously we couldn't leave it like this. All this foam would blow off in the wind and it wasn't waterproof. So to make this thing look great and waterproof, we're going to use something called poor man's fiberglass.
Let's hope it never does that on the road.
To start, we're just going to take a cheap cloth and use a ton of glue to stick it to the camper. Then as we spread the glue, we lay the cloth over top of it, repeat until the whole side's covered. Then we go through and put another layer of glue on top of the cloth. Once it dries, it'll turn the cloth into a super hard shell.
All right, check it out. That's like super hard.
We then repeated this process for the side with the doors and windows, and of course the roof. All in all, we used about 4 gallons of this glue. Then we just had to turn our focus to the edges.
The edges are the hard part. It's gonna be really hard to make them look good. We're gonna do the best we can by putting glue on it and then taking it like this and then making it flat. It's not perfect, but it'll be waterproof, and that's all we need.
With the hard outer shell done, it still wasn't quite waterproof.
All right, it's time to get rid of this ugly fiberglass color and protect it with some paint.
On Poor Man's Fiberglass, the idea is to get a really hard shell with glue, which we did. But the glue itself isn't what makes it waterproof. It's the layer of paint on top of that. So we made sure to coat every side at least twice. For the windows on this camper, we actually use school bus windows. It saves us a ton of money, and these are perfect because they look great, they're tinted, and they open and close.
Dude, it's starting to look like something cool.
The camper was looking cool, but I'm sure we can all agree it looks very plain. So we had an idea to add some flair. While Colby did most of the painting, I went ahead and booked our campsite for the next day, about 5 hours away at the beach.
Normally when we do a camper build, we take it about 30 minutes away to a campsite down the road. But this one's special because it can fit both of us. So we're taking this 300 miles away to the beach.
With less than 1 day left to leave, the inside was still a mess and there was a good bit to do. So I covered all the rough edges and corners with trim, while Colby put caulking on the trim to give it a more finished look. The next problem we had to fix was we only put in air conditioning in 1 story, so the top's going to get freezing while the bottom gets very hot. To solve this, we just ordered a motorized vent that we installed on the 2nd story floor, where it can blow all the cold air from the AC to the bottom floor. With the bottom floor now having AC, we wanted to cover everything up in carpet to give it a really cozy feel. Then for the 2nd story carpet, we had to cut out a hole for the vent we just installed, which ended up looking pretty cool, I think.
All right, now it's just time for some last minute touches before we can get out of here. For example, this vent, we're gonna cover it up with this. Oh yeah! Oh, this is comfortable! So we got 8 hours to get to the campsite, which sounds like a lot, but we're gonna be cutting it close. Yeah. So the campsite we're going to is an awesome place about 5 minutes from the beach. We've actually always wanted to go there, but we've never been able to both go at the same time. At this point, we only have like 7.5 hours left, so we just have to get there on time. So if you look back there, so far, that Poor Man's Fiberglass is holding up really well. Like nothing's flapping, nothing looks like it's getting loose, and we're going 70 miles per hour.
About an hour into the trip, when we stopped to get gas, the camper was doing so great that Colby just had to ride in it.
All right, I will not drive fast. I got you, dude. I will not do those things.
Oh, this is cool.
Colby, I'm sorry, but this is gonna be hilarious.
Makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, yeah, this is a bad idea, bad idea. Oh my God.
I'm sure right now he's in there just trying to do something. And I'm about to mess it up.
I smacked my head.
Oh, I'm a terrible brother. I'm a terrible brother. But he knows this. He knows what I'm gonna do. I think this is why he wanted to get in. Make this turn real quick.
Jay's making this super hard for me. Literally just trying to set up the TV, and he won't stop slamming. Get that camera out of here, dude. What are you doing? What were you doing?
I told you I was gonna drive fast.
No, you said directly the opposite.
You knew what I meant, dude.
At this point, we've been driving for about 3 hours and we were halfway to the campsite. The camper was looking awesome, the poor man's fiberglass was holding up, and it looked like we were going to make it with time to spare. That is until this happened.
Does that camper look a little tilted to you?
No.
Yeah, the camper's tilted. I think I see rubber flying off.
The reason I was concerned about the camper being tilted was that means one of the wheels is flat. And because it's skinnier than the truck, you can't really see the tires, but I was able to see rubber flying off.
Oh my God, there's nowhere to pull off. I think at this point we're on bare rim.
We got an exit in a mile.
Okay, well there's an exit.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that actually sucks.
Back when I was painting the wheels, I did notice that there were some cracks in the tires. But I figured it'd be fine because our camper is super light.
Don't get flats.
Especially in construction zones. Wow, that's hot.
It does make sense though, because after all, this thing is made from a super old trailer. Obviously the only option was to go out and get new tires. So we unloaded the truck, and Colby left me by myself to guard the camper. And that's exactly what I did.
It sucks being stranded, but at least I can cook food. This is sick. This is so cool. I'm on the side of the road right now.
It wasn't too long after I got done cooking, Colby pulled back up with some brand new tires.
Oh yeah, nice dude.
Then because our camper's so light, we just lifted it up and replaced the old tire with the brand new one.
That's better.
Look at that.
Almost like nothing happened.
And before we knew it, we were back on the road.
When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off, go off, go
Oh, it looks so good out here, dude. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next video. Bye.